Hello and welcome to Best Buddies. I'm Dan and I'm joined by Dan.
Hello.
Dan.
Hello. Dan.
And Dan.
Hey, it's me, Dan. Danos.
So,
Spicy
yeah,
Danos.
we've got a special episode. Best Dan, lads. How are we feeling? Who's going to win?
Dan. I think Dan's going to win this week.
Yeah, no, Dan's doing it. He did a good job. He did quite well in the last one as well, so probably Dan. Yeah.
I wasn't going to prep any of you because I wanted to see what would happen if I just introduced everyone as
This
Dan.
is a fever dream.
It's Jack, Rob, Ryan, and Brandon. If you're listening to this, then you must have listened to another one because who the fuck is going to come in at an episode called The Best Dan?
People call Dan. Yeah.
Dan they love it.
All of them.
They want to know who is the best out of all of the Dans that live in this country and the
Is
world.
it you?
And the world.
Could be.
I love the idea that one of us has just found a copy of the yellow pages as if it still exists and just turned to a page full of Dans and picked one.
Dan wasn't in the yellow pages. Was it you talking about the phone list?
The phone list, yeah. Look,
phone book list.
We were still babbies when that was around.
The phone list. Yeah.
Here's a little opener for you. What country do you think has the most Dans?
America.
You reckon?
If we're talking about Dan's, not Daniels or Danny's, I reckon it's America.
True.
Well,
Yeah,
where'd
true.
you draw the line?
Well, Daniel is religious, so that'll be here. Would that be here? You get the most Daniels? Maybe. But Dan, yeah, I agree. That'll be American.
Just Dan.
Danny. Yeah, Spicy Danos. You seen that on TikTok? Spicy Danos? And it's a guy that does this spice mix who's called Dan. And he's made this mix of stuff. He's called it Danos. And he just puts it on everything. He's like, I'm going to cook some bananas, but I'm going to cook Danos all over it.
It's like me with hot sauce. Put it on everything. Fucking let's go, boys.
Yeah, baby.
So spicy.
Well, I was going to say, is that one there? Maybe you could send off a pound or two and order it in, much like a sourdough starter that probably hasn't turned up yet. Has it, Ryan?
We're getting into this early.
I've got bad knees.
It's not coming.
It's not coming.
What do you mean it's not coming? Why?
They've lost a load of orders from a couple of months ago, so I'm going to have to reorder
They've
it.
lost.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, looks like we're going to have to take back episode 10 from you, mate, because it isn't the best anymore if they don't deliver it.
Reorder it now while we're on the call. Send us all proof. We need proof of purchase from you, Ryan.
After the podcast, I'll get back into it and screenshot everything and
That's really sad. What happened? Did it just grow sentient and walk off or something?
Yeah, it's exactly. There's a huge yeasty boy walking around the States trying to get out to fucking Europe.
Tired of being cut up and shipped off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's done.
There's a Royal Mail depot full of misplaced yeast somewhere. And,
It actually looks like the fungus monsters from Resi 7 and Resi 8 a little bit.
No.
So, yeah.
I was going to say the Stay
I
Puft
assume-
monster from Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
That's what I was going to say.
I was very predictably going to say changelings from Track.
Fair.
What is that? I don't know what they are.
Changelings.
None of us
They-
watch
they-
Star Trek, Jack. Stop trying to make Star Trek a thing.
I'm just saying, we pivot to a Star Trek podcast. I'll watch from episode 1 with you all.
And that could be interesting. We could do that. That's already a thing. That's definitely already a thing.
Oh,
A
of course
podcast.
it's already a thing. It's
Yeah,
the same with
watching all
anything.
the Star Trek. Trekkers.
Right, so what have our nice things been this week, boys?
Moving swiftly on.
Yeah.
Insert fantastic Ain't That Peachy theme song right here.
Yeah. Slap
Which one is it going to be?
It's going to be good.
Or is it just Ryan's again? Or are we gonna change it up, or are we just going to keep using Ryan's now?
Come on, I made a song. We got to keep using it, boys.
Cup of peach.
The big time,
Cup of peach.
in the night time, cup of
Peach.
tea in the morning.
Peach.
I'll go first.
Right.
Shall I go first this time?
Love's going first. Get in there, mate.
So I and I'm sure a lot of people that listen to this podcast are an avid TikTok watcher. I do like my TikTok. I waste hours on it. And recently I found this live that's called Sack Squatch. Have you heard of Sack Squatch?
Yeah, it was going to be my peachy entry.
Oh
What?
my gosh! Oh my god! Yes, I've been listening to Sack Squatch a lot recently, and it's just a bloke or I don't know, a person dressed in, or maybe it is a Sasquatch. Maybe that's what it actually is. With a saxophone, just playing some vibey tunes, man, with the coolest dad glasses you've ever seen. Like, you know, those Dad Oakleys. It's sick, and he just plays that on TikTok, and it is absolutely banging, and Abby is absolutely sick of it. So
I can't believe.
there you go. I can't believe that. It's very much your vibe. Very much your vibe, Brandon.
It is,
so,
it is a bit of me, isn't it? A dude dressed as Bigfoot playing the saxophone. It just screams Brandon, doesn't it?
It's amazing.
I literally yesterday, I was flicking through TikTok. That came up. I was like, this is perfect. No one's going to think of this. This is hilarious.
The TikTok boy over here.
I mean, that's why you're friends. Even the algorithm would match you together, lads.
Oh,
there you go.
It's cute. I don't know. TikTok for me is just capybaras and other animals. Like I've curated that algorithm to get rid of the piss wizards and to keep in the capybaras.
have you finally done it? That's a big update for this podcast. Finally got rid of the piss wizard.
Yeah. Like I open it right now. I've just got a tortoise chewing on a capybara's ear.
Aww.
Oh,
So
nice chewing
that's-
or like eating.
No, like horny chewing,
like,
Robert.
like I think trying to
Now
eat,
fuck.
but it's a tortoise. It's not going to do anything.
They're pretty. They headbutt and stuff. Tortoise though. They're pretty full on.
Snapping turtles have got a fucking nasty little bite.
You can imagine that bite a
And those like
capybara.
terrapins. Yeah.
It's like an ear piercing. But there you go. Sasquatch is mine. So sorry, Brandon, but I'm glad you also enjoyed it, and everyone, and you, Ryan, Jack, you should be listening to it as well. It's bloody awesome. I'll send it to you after this.
Yeah. Why not? As long as the piss wizard doesn't come back, I'm all happy.
It's okay. No, it's the piss wizard Sax.
Yeah. Turns out the piss wizard's real name's Dan, and he's my choice.
Oh dear. Go on, who's next?
Fuck. Well, I guess my backup plan, which I didn't know I needed to have one. I'm a little bit late to the party with it, but it's Diablo 4, boys. I finally bought it after a few weeks. Got a cheeky little tax rebate from selling my Mazda that came through, and thought, you know what? Fuck it, I'll buy Diablo, and it's really good. I decided to roll a rogue, because that's what I've been playing in my now second D&D campaign. Was having fun with D&D Rogue. Thought let's try it on all Diablo, and it's bonkers. It's absolutely crazy. It's very good. And
You have bought it.
Oh,
I said you've bought it just as me, or me and Ryan especially, because we've been caning the absolute hell out of it. Getting to the point where we're like, we need the season to come now, because it's turning into that game where it's very incremental updates, improvement on your gear and stuff. But it's good. It is good. It's really good.
But gave myself a good laugh because I rolled a rogue. I was like, oh, what am I going to do for a name? This is always the sticking point. I decided to name him Matt Allright after the presenter of Rogue Traders on.
That's
very good.
genius.
Very good. So that's my peachy.
That's phenomenal.
Very good. Dear me. Go on then.
Ryan, or do you want me to go?
I'll let you go first.
Yeah. I don't know. I had a couple of things which is rare for me with Peachy. First of all, I just want to give a quick shout out, and it's not my Peachy. Guinea pigs are fucking fantastic. They're still great. They're such cute little beings.
Yeah,
They're like
man.
little fluff balls. Walk in that room to a chorus of squeaks, and they run up and they just want to lay next to your foot and stuff. It's great.
That's so cute.
But I've been back on, and this is maybe my favourite franchise of all time. I've been back on a big Aliens kick. Aliens. Rewatching the movies, which I do at least 2 or 3 times a year. I just fucking love that franchise so much.
Yep.
It's so good. It's somehow in the same franchise they have the best horror movie and maybe, if not the best, one of the best action movies.
Yep.
Fair play.
One after the other. Banger. It's so good.
It is played with some shit, though, you have to admit, like the later films, like the newer stuff, but the Alien
some of the
Aliens
later
is very
stuff,
good.
Prometheus, and I think is better than people say.
I like Prometheus.
It's not as good. I think 3 and 4, there's a dip at 3 and 4, but I like 3. The runners in 3 are great.
There's a whole portion of the internet that really rallies behind 3 as some kind of arty film, and I kind of love it. And 4 is just this campy mess, which I still absolutely love.
That's it. Even the dip, they're so watchable. They're so good.
Yeah.
And a big part of that's probably Sigourney Weaver, but
Prometheus wasn't like a horror film, was it? I wouldn't say that was horror.
No, it was a bit more actiony. It was really Scott wanting to just dive into the lore.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
and some of that missed with people. But like, I really like the sort of it's almost more of a thriller with the like android plotting.
Yeah,
Daniel. It's Daniel, isn't it? Which
we'll
is
find out when we get to.
Is it? I need to check now.
Now we're looking. While he's checking, Ryan, do you want to do yours?
Yeah,
David. Sorry, it's David. Not
is
Daniel.
David. Yeah,
Oh, David.
Yeah, I've had a pretty good week, actually. So, last weekend, me and Rob went to see Muse, my favourite band from my childhood, and just absolutely lost my shit for a few hours. Like, hugging random blokes during Plug-in Baby, hugging Rob during Plug-in Baby. It was all good
Little
times.
cry.
Little cry,
mate. You're doing little cries. It was good. It was good. The dad behind us was a bit interested. He was sort of stood there. I was like, what are you doing, bud? Like, you need to move.
Had a fantastic time at that. Had some nice times this week doing various things. And that's where I'm going to end it. So, yeah.
It's so shifty.
Yeah. What are you peddling, Ryan? What are you bloody peddling?
Yeah. What have you got off the back of a van, Ryan? What are you...
Yeah. It's all the stuff he stole from people from the Muse gig when they weren't looking. That was the cuddling. I was like, where's my watch?
Wait, I assumed it just meant it's him fucking.
No. There's no comment at this time.
Oh, shit. Okay. Should we transition?
Get on to
I
round
think we just move on, yeah. I think...
Just quickly back to the new Aliens game. I picked that up because I wasn't allowed to play Diablo on the PlayStation while partner was working because I was being too loud and annoying her. That's really fucking good as well.
But Aliens is okay.
Hey, what alien game is that? I know the
new
one,
Aliens
the scary
Dark
one.
Descent. No, not Isolation. It's Aliens rather than Alien. It's like an XCOM-y type thing, but it's you move everyone as a squad. It just nails the feel of the film in a way that's really great.
Oh, cool. That's pretty cool.
Like some dodgy lore choices that I'm not sure about, but the actual gameplay is really good.
Is that the aliens are all pink now? That's strange. Why are they all pink?
I smell there's like cult members that
fair.
are like trying to make themselves android, and it's just it doesn't quite. It feels a bit too like horror gore, but not in a Geiger-y way. Like, yeah, it's I don't know. But hey, the facehuggers have fingernails. That's always a good sign of a good alien thing.
What?
Oh.
Fingernails?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they have
the
fingernails.
facehuggers always have fingernails,
Yeah.
like the things that grip onto
Do
your
they?
head.
Yeah.
I didn't say they had fingernails. Claws?
Yeah, they're fingers. No, they're fingers.
Oh, no.
On the
That's not
facehuggers.
nice.
Because the whole thing is that it's forced fellatio. Like, the whole thing is like a really messed up...
Yeah,
it's
H.R.
trying to make people...
Geiger.
Yeah.
H.R.
He had
Geiger was
some-
massively like all of his designs are hugely
All horny.
phallic. Yeah, so yeah.
Like, the thing of it stuffing something into your mouth and forcefully impregnating you, it's all like a very blatant... It draws some comparisons to some very blatant stuff. Like...
Yeah, H.R.
That's the whole
Geiger was
thing.
not okay.
No, he's
HR
not
Geiger
okay.
needed HR by the sounds of things. Good lord.
There's literally like a human skull in the clear bit of the
Yeah.
alien's
Yeah.
head. Like it's all meant to be this horrible fusion of human forms and like mechanical forms. Like that's why the alien fits in with like pipes and shit.
I don't like
Good.
that.
Anyway,
Not a fan of that.
Yeah,
Anyway, bracket one. Who?
Okay, well, dads. Let's talk about dads. Oh dear. I guess if you haven't guessed then, from Jack's great intro, we're talking about the best Dan. It is the best Dan. And the brackets today are Jack and Brandon, followed by me and Ryan. So,
I've
go on,
gone
Jack.
first in like every fucking bracket I've been in, so no. Brandon's going first.
That's
Brandon's the
no,
first
That's
out.
fair enough. I would argue though that you sort of brought it on yourself for being forced to go first with your
Yeah, but we're done
300
now. Like,
Chrome tabs.
come on.
Yeah, I am going to start the proceedings then. I was like, best Dan, where are we going to go? And then something leaped out at me, and it had to be. I'm going to kick things off with some Smoking Six style. It's Dante from Devil May Cry. He is... it's one of my favourite sort of like action games and franchises. It's just so stylish. It's such a brilliant main character as well. For those of you who don't know, I haven't played the game, so it's very much like a half demon, demon hunter, devil hunter that you play as. The music's always brilliant, heavy rock that properly kicks in as you're just blasting these demons with a large variety of weapons. Dude's got a sweet red trench coat. It's all designed to be as sort of stylish and over the top as possible. And the main character, Dante, also, it just really does just add to it in every way. The creator of it, Hideki Kamiya, described him as saying that Dante is just someone that you'd want to go out drinking with. It's just oozing cool and just fun. It was originally going to be a Resident Evil game, another franchise I'm a huge fan of. But then they sort of veered it off in a slightly different direction. But you can kind of get that vibe from it being Capcom. But it's just so much fun, man. And the lore's so cool as well. I like fucking... the video games are all brilliant. Even the Ninja Theories reboot, some people weren't a huge fan of in the redesign, but I still had a good time with it. And I believe the person who designed the combat in that has also done the combat for the new Final Fantasy, which...
bodes well.
Ooh. I mean, it is the combat director for Devil May Cry historically as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's stuck with it, and it's such a brilliant... It really does nail that over-the-top action, wanting to... swap through 50 different bloody weapons to come up with these crazy combos and juggling demons in the air, and you just feel badass.
I've still only played the demo of the new Final Fantasy, but I can say that the combat is very DMC and it's very, very good.
That's good.
There's you can chain combos together in a way that's really satisfying, really tight timings. You can instead of just having a combo finisher, you can do a timed finisher on each move through the combo. So rather than just spamming in the way that some people would play, if you really want to play well, you really have to time every single move out in a way that's fantastic.
Yeah, it's one of those where they're all way you can sort of pick up and play and kind of look, still have fun doing it and feel like you're pulling off, pretty cool looking combos. And then if you go in and see some of those people that are die-hard Devil May Cry fans that have put a ridiculous amount of time in, the combos and things they're throwing out there, it's just a whole other level, and it's incredible to watch.
Dante has his two guns are black and white, right? Are they called Ebony and Ivory?
Ebony and Ivory, right? Possibly the coolest. He's got his sword Rebellion. Which was it's just a giant fuck off sword with a skull on it, which looks incredible. That was handed down from his devil father Sparda, that originally killed Mundus. The lore of it is so fucking cool. I won't lie, it's edgy as fuck, but it's good, man. You just can't help but get into it and feel fucking badass.
Hellscape vibes though they are a vibe.
It's good,
massive vibe. Obviously with Diablo they're all playing as well. It is sick. Looks really, really cool.
For sure, man. I mean, just all the stuff in those games as well. I mean, Lady's badass. His brother Virgil is hot. It's really rad, but it's just such a vibe. It's such a good time and so fun. But the character of it really does take it to another level. And they did I think it was 2006 or 7. It was a good while ago now. They did I think it was 13 or 14 episode anime series, and that was fucking brilliant as well. Much to my surprise, it just kept that brilliant style. It was set before the third game, which is chronologically the earliest, so it's when he's very much still just early devil hunting and doesn't know as much about, leading into his past and saving the world and all that. More of him just running his devil hunting business and having to look after this little girl at the same time. It's so cool, man. It's just rad. So
he's also jacked and a silver fox. So
silver
can't
fox,
be wrong there.
Yeah, luscious hair. He's fucking shredded. He's demon powers. Devil trigger is sick, and it just sounds cool. If nothing, it's rad. It's Dante from Devil May Cry. I don't even give a fuck about Jack's question. It's Dante from Devil May Cry. Let's go.
No, it's not a question. It's we can't forget his cameo in another fantastic series, Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. He was in the original, and I think he's now paid DLC. Well worth it in the remake.
Nice.
Playing that originally and Dante just popping up in that game. So good.
Shinigami Tensei. What?
Shinigami Tensei.
Shunagami Tensei.
Megami Tensei. SMT. Just search SMT Nocturne.
You got to spell Nocturne now for him.
Yeah, well, Nocturne is
I'll
pretty much
spell it. Nocturne. I've got it. Here we go.
Yeah,
that's cool.
But that is one thing I really like about a lot of Capcom stuff as well, is that they like to do little crossovers and have all the different characters. I mean, like Dead Rising's brilliant for having loads of different stuff from the other games in, like, you know, little references to Street Fighter or Mega Man or Devil May Cry, and how there's a lot of little things that all sort of come into all their different games, which is why I really like Capcom stuff. And yeah, I'm pretty sure he was playable in one of the, as like a bonus unlock in one of the Beautiful Joe games, which were also brilliant, and he fits right in with that as well.
Also, the soundtrack for, which I know isn't the Dan, but the soundtrack for Dante's Inferno is absolutely fucking amazing. It's so good.
For Dante's Inferno?
Dante's Inferno, fucking hell, Devil May Cry. I got the wrong bloody game.
Are you now bringing in the Divine Comedy as Brandon's pick for him?
Yeah, your choice is the Italian poet.
Honestly,
Dante.
that might be the one Dante that could top the Dante from DMC. Like, the Divine Comedy is fucking fantastic.
Is that the most cultured things Rob ever said on this podcast?
By accident.
By accident, yeah. He was talking about that 2000s video game with Dante's Inferno. That's what he was. That was just like porn with an action game in front.
The fleeting moment has gone.
Well, go on then, Jack. Give us your Dan to go against Dante.
Yeah, my Dan is. He's a 4'10" fucking legend. It's Danny DeVito.
I knew
someone was gonna.
I said to Abby, I knew Jack's gonna pick Danny DeVito 100%.
How could I not?
That was my initial choice.
Yeah, same.
And I shrugged it off because I thought it was too easy.
I mean, I've skipped out on things because they're too easy in the past, and look where that's got me. Like, I didn't choose Working Class, I didn't choose all of these very obvious ones, and I'm bottom of the leaderboard. So, look, Danny DeVito, he's a fucking legend. He's just got this massively storied career. Like, he's amazingly funny. It seems like he's an absolutely fantastic stand-up guy, but also super talented. Like, comedic acting, but also serious acting. Like, he's just a fantastic actor. I'm trying to think the first time I would have seen Danny DeVito in anything is probably Matilda. The movie Matilda.
Yeah.
I think that's probably it. Fantastic in there playing Matilda's adoptive dad. Abusive adopted dad. Is a fantastic performance through that. He's been, Schwarzenegger's twin. He's been in
Matilda.
Christmas movies.
Matilda.
I've already said Matilda.
Oh shit, sorry.
You're just screaming Matilda
really
for no
listening.
reason. Fucking hell.
I literally just said Matilda.
For some reason, every time I think of Danny DeVito, I don't think he actually read some of 50 Shades of Grey. Maybe he did, or maybe people just take the piss on TikTok.
You're thinking
of
Gilbert
Gottfried. That's fine then.
Which is incredible.
Carry on.
And he's just got this fantastic sense of humour. I mean, I guess most people now associate him with Always Sunny, which is one of the funniest things on TV.
Yeah.
He was brought into Always Sunny after the first series was sort of flopping. They had the first series, it wasn't doing as well as Fox wanted, because they sort of set it up in a shit way. Like, apparently it was on the new channel, and there was no other comedies like scheduled around it, so it was just sort of left to die. And they suggested, you should bring in someone with like a big name already. So how about Danny DeVito? And they originally said no. And they're like, oh yeah, he's a legend, he's funny, we love him. But they didn't want to bring someone that big in on this thing that was very personal to them all, like Rob McCallum. I can never say his surname. McElhaney? Yeah, Rob McElhaney, we'll go with that. And Charlie Day and the other, Glenn Howerton, writing this thing and getting it to air. Like based on, I think it was originally based on like some shorts they'd done when they were all in university or something. If you want to learn about Always Sunny, the Always Sunny podcast is actually really fucking good. Where they rewatch Always Sunny and like talk about all the episodes. That's a good podcast. Don't listen to this. Go and listen to that.
No, don't. No, after this. After listen to this, listen to that.
They get Danny in for an episode. He's also very funny. They said no, and then they brought him in, and he just fucking fits.
Yeah.
Like, and now they're 15 seasons in from being that close to being cancelled.
They just absolutely just debase Danny DeVito on like a weekly basis in that show, and it's never not funny.
And he's up for it as well. Like he's giving them ideas, if you believe what they're saying. Like he's just a legend of a man with some amazing film and TV under his belt. Legendary wife guy as well. He's been up until... Oh, no, they're separated. Ooh, never mind.
Yeah.
Jack's fucked up.
Oh, yeah?
Don't say that
Jack
one.
didn't read... No, well, I haven't updated my thing on Danny DeVito's marriage since 2017. He was married to Rhea Perlman for years and years and years.
She related to Ron Perlman?
I don't know if she is. I know she plays his wife in Matilda. It's so you'll know her from there, and I think she was in Cheers originally. I don't know as much about her as I do about Danny DeVito. But yeah, they are just... Danny is... I don't know what else to say about him. Like, go and watch his films. Go and watch Twins. Twins is fantastic. Go and watch Batman Returns, where he plays the Penguin. He's such a fantastic Penguin. It's such a campy film. He suits it so well. I think he even wrote a short story that was published by DC around the Penguin and Catwoman a few years ago.
Just fanfic.
Pretty sure that was a thing. Well, I mean, it's been officially published in a DC thing, so I guess not. I guess it's canon. Even the crap movies are good. Like, has anyone seen the Christmas movies in Deck the Halls?
No, I haven't actually.
No.
Rings a bell.
I think it's on Netflix. It's not good, but he makes it good. Like, he makes it worth watching. But he basically just plays a guy who moves in, like, next to a Scroogey type family and fucking loves Christmas. Like, is lighting up his house to the point where you can see it from space, and it's just about that. And it's just great. Hey, I love Danny DeVito. And now I'm learning he's separated, I guess. Hey, Danny, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Do you like guinea pigs? And will you let me play Diablo on the big screen while you're in the
Guinea pigs, aliens.
Oh dear. Danny DeVito he's an icon.
I've got a funny story about Danny DeVito, right? So,
You met him when you were in America?
No.
On the Stanley Cup?
No.
He was in the Stanley Cup.
He was in the Stanley Cup, yeah.
He popped his head out and said...
He was shitting inside of the Stanley Cup.
No.
So what happens was I taught a lecture on neck evolution and vertebrates, and I was going to use like a comparison, like, vertebrates can evolve like really short necks or really long necks, and I was going to use Danny DeVito as an example of short necks. I didn't realise he had like a general
people don't usually end up at 4 foot tall without
I didn't even clock it, but then I was thinking right before the lecture, like, this man's probably got like a medical condition, so I shouldn't take the piss, and I don't know took why. Out the slide.
I thought you were going to be like, I was going to use Danny DeVito and then research and found out he had a giant neck. And
he has
like a giraffe.
What is it called? Fairbanks disease. Is what he has.
So I didn't make that joke to a bunch of freshers because probably wouldn't have went down well.
Yeah, they probably all thought it.
One more thing in the Danny should win this column. Staunch supporter of Bernie Sanders.
Yes,
fully all in.
Let's
on the
not
Bernie
make
train.
it political. Come on, now we want to keep viewers, not fucking.
Yeah, what's the political view of Dante? What does he?
Fucking shoot first, ask questions later, baby. Let's roll.
The problematic thing is Brandon's opinions, but we won't go into those. You know,
that's for our next podcast.
I'm going Danny DeVito, 100%. And also for the fact that all of us thought of Danny DeVito as a first-off pick. It's like, actually, we can't because probably somebody else will pick him.
That's it, right? This is my argument. It's coming back to the obvious, easy pick that keeps coming through, but then we all moan about it. Is how I describe Danny DeVito on this. We all put it down, and then I thought, no, I can't do that.
Yeah,
I need to be
done
creative.
that in the past, and it's fucked me over.
Yeah,
so
but-
I'm going for the easy one this
Here's
time.
the thing: we've done it with TARDIS. It got through, and then everyone whinged. We did it with probably
TARDIS
Pokemon
wasn't
Go.
the easy one. TARDIS was out of left field. It was just bullshit.
It was just bullshit. It was bullshit.
I fought for TARDIS, and it is bullshit.
Dante is very cool. He's very charismatic, as say Silver Fox. But it's Danny DeVito, man.
Yeah,
Like,
look, Danny DeVito, look, how many times have I been pissed and been very close to ordering a life-size cardboard cutout of Danny DeVito loads of
Stand by,
times?
you should do
they're
that.
probably half the price of a normal size one. ain't they?
Wait. I need to know if this exists.
It does.
Are Danny DeVito body pillows a thing?
Oh,
Absolutely, that will exist.
Wearing the maid outfit as well. That would be great.
Oh, Danny Jam.
No, I'd want...
Danny
I'd want-
Judge. Oh dear.
It's Danny DeVito. I vote for Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito JoJo? That's...
What? Excuse me?
What?
Dressed like JoJo or like
well,
Jotaro?
just like a character in JoJo's. I can't think of the name. The one who like plays with the cherry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who is that? It's not Dio, is it?
It's not Dio. So after Twins, would Schwarzenegger be Stand? Like,
Yes.
It'd have to be.
it's incredible.
Oh, there's one of him in the Always Sunny where he's wrestling the unitard thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like over the
Like
shoulder.
Andre the
wrestling
Giant.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah, so we're giving it to Danny DeVito, yeah?
It's Danny DeVito, let's be honest. It's Danny DeVito, isn't it?
Get
And
that
that'd be a
set.
lesson to you guys. Never try. Just pick the easy one. There's no point.
Well, it's going to be awkward
All
when,
you do is lose.
when
All you do
Rob
is
and
lose if
Ryan
you
has
try.
also picked Danny DeVito, and we just have three to...
Three Danny DeVitos.
Yeah.
By going second, I gave people the chance to pick him instead. That's fine. I had stuff back as a backup in case someone picked him, but
Of course he did.
So
Many tab Jack. Of course he does. He's always got the backups. He's always got the backups. Okay, Ryan, who wants to go first? You or me? You bothered?
I'll go first if you don't mind.
Go on then, mate.
I'm going to
Go on then,
switch
mate.
it up. I'm going to bring a bit
I'm
of
really
culture,
worried.
bit of culture to this podcast. I'm going to take it a different direction. Shout out to Erin for suggesting this morning. I had no idea because I woke up an hour before the podcast recording. I'm going to go with the Muslim festival of Ramadan.
That's incredible.
Oh, wow.
That's
okay.
actually
That is-
incredible.
Okay, that is left field. I was not expecting that at all.
okay, but we've just been over Brandon's politics, so it's not going to win, is it?
I get down with Ramadan. There's no wrong with that. I mean, I'm not going to partake because I love food, but, crack on.
So, Ramadan, as Brandon alluded to, it's a month-long kind of fast. Muslims partake in every year, mainly due to kind of reflect on those who need it to clear their bodies of sin. Just generally think about the people less fortunate themselves. And what I think is great, obviously you get a big festival of lights during it, and at the end you get Eid, which is a massive feast where all the Muslim community comes together and has amazing food together, which is great. But also it raises loads of money for charity. They always donate to charity during Eid to after they've considered all those less fortunate, they give a lot of money towards it. So it's this big cultural event which is known worldwide, which has a big impact on the local Muslim community, but everybody else, because you get Eid, you get some really nice light displays. Like in London last year, we saw loads of really cool light displays, which is great to see, and you get kind of an exposure to the Muslim culture and religion, which you just don't you don't usually take the time out of the day to do a lot of that. But during Ramadan and during Eid, it's advertised a lot, not advertised, but it's spoken about a lot on the BBC. So you learn a bit more about other cultures, which I always appreciate because, you can be quite lazy and just stick in your own little circle. So yeah, everyone knows it. It's known worldwide. It does a lot for charity. And I think it's, the best Dan, Ramadan.
That's an incredible shout, mate.
That is a very good shout, to be fair. You get a lot of Ramadan celebrations around by me. I live in like a, it's like Muslim, Sikh, like communities around here, and it's amazing. The foods you see and like the events that they hold are incredible as well. And then also fireworks. I mean, there's fireworks going off all the time anyway, but yeah, really cool. That is really left field, mate. I was not expecting that at all. You know, when you search Dan, it's like that did not come up when I searched it.
Yeah, when we all Googled Dan in hopes of...
yeah. It's mad. So that's because you abstain from eating from
during the day.
Dawn till sunset.
Yeah.
Yeah. While the sun is up, basically.
When is it again? Sorry, do you know when it is?
Let me.
I know it's supposed to be the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, but I don't know when that falls.
September.
During the 9th month of the lunar year.
Okay.
I don't know what the lunar year is, so
I don't know when that is. We're really showing our.
Well, like I know when Chinese New Year falls, and that's about it.
So here we go. So 30 days, usually around. Oh, okay. So on 2021, it was 13th of April, 12th of May, then 2nd of April to 1st of May. So it's like March, April, sort of May, sort of time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The thing I do know is obviously sunrise, sunset is a bit of an iffy like judge it thing. So your local mosque will decide on the actual time. So depending on where you are in the country, what mosque you go to, that can change subtly.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, depending on when they've decided is the time for sunrise, sunset. I think mostly it's kept the same, but there can be subtle differences because obviously you need a religious leader to make that call as to, okay, it's down, fucking eat, get something to eat.
About to say, because what I guess the concern from not obviously being Muslim is like the drinking more than anything. Like they don't drink anything, right, during that period. So there's no water being drank at the same time.
Water in the day, is that not correct? I thought it was mainly the food that they abstain from.
There are allowances as well for people who can't take part. So elderly people, infirm people who are pregnant don't partake.
There's been a lot of like nutritional research like surrounding fasting during Ramadan, and a lot of people say there's actually some health benefits to it. And like Jack was alluding to, like members of that community who aren't readily able to, like the elderly or pregnant people, they'll be like, it's fine, you don't need to, because obviously you need all the nutrition you can get at the moment. So
you're gonna get all these like hench Muslims over this 1 month when they're doing this like perfect fast routine. It's like, let's
they
go,
time
mate,
it for their cut month, and they are just shredded by the end.
Shredded.
Yeah.
And you can't if you're strictly abiding by it, you can't drink during the day.
Shit.
Yeah, and some people like extrapolate that to like all like sinful activities. So like not just no sex,
no fucking in the day,
but also like a really.
Sorry, I love the idea of this person who's observing Ramadan, but really getting up to some sinful shit that's not eating or drinking during the day.
But also like a really
takes his mind off the hunger, man.
A really wholesome thing that I saw. Like they try and they extrapolate like sinful to like not talking about people behind their backs. I think that's so nice. They're like all trying to be like super nice human beings for that month.
That's quite sweet, actually, isn't
just
it?
The 1 month.
Just the 1 month.
The month after, awful.
Let it,
But no, that's cool. I'd imagine if you would appreciate, you know, your food and drink and everything a lot more than when you're actively abstaining throughout the day.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds stupid, but you probably do then just gain a massive appreciation for it, and it probably does then become a little bit more almost of an event, you know, once the sun goes down, and I imagine it's a big thing of families then getting together so they can, you know, break fast and come together. So I think that's pretty cool, actually. I think that's pretty rad, man.
I mean, it's especially difficult because one of the, like, I lived with a Muslim family in Zanzibar for a few weeks years ago now, but the food was so fucking good. So I bet it's harder to abstain from really fucking good food. Just every single meal was absolutely fantastic. They'd do the thing where they'd like fresh made like coffee, heated, so good.
Delicious.
Like dates. Whenever you wanted a date, there was a date there. And I think part of our stay did fall during Ramadan as well. So we had this thing where, and they really didn't need to do this, but they were so lovely. I'm trying to think of the person's name. Mum, she asked us just to call her Mama while we were there.
That's adorable.
Because that's what
I said the
kids
same
did.
and you refused, but...
So I can't really remember her name, but like, so it was during the start of Ramadan where they were starting to fast, but they would still cook us food. And we felt terrible every time, but it was so good.
hard.
And she would not hear of us like going elsewhere for food or whatever. Like she insisted. It's so good.
While
so
being
lovely.
super polite, but then you can bet the month after when it was all over, it's like that bloody Jack
Those fucking
making
Brits.
us cook food.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All he was doing was sucking, fucking, and swearing. I can't believe it. Ridiculous.
Jesus.
Dear
Right, Robert, what are you going to bring to the
That was a
table?
month later when I had to stay in the brothel.
Yeah. Then the dates really were needed.
I mean,
okay,
that's not a joke. I did have to
Wait,
stay
really?
in it.
Wait, what? You
Yeah,
saying
in a
nothing at a
brothel?
brothel? What?
Do
on
I
earth?
need to go into this?
Do
Yeah,
tell, do
absolutely.
tell.
You're going into this. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, I mean, it's not that interesting. We went, so I did some field work in Tanzania for a while, and one of the field sites was right out in the middle of nowhere. One of the research assistants had like made a career as being a research assistant for the area, and he was a fantastic guy. But his 3 wives managed like a hotel while he was away, and it was pretty evident that it was being run as a brothel when he wasn't around. I don't think the wives were necessarily involved. I think they were like the
Just the admin.
yeah. But there was nowhere else to stay, so we just had a few nights staying in this all concrete brothel, waking up, going to the drop loos, some very intimidating prophylactics in there. Yeah, it's
Was there a lot of anal douching going on? I'm assuming. Does that happen in brothels?
What
I
other
don't know.
kind of douching are you doing?
You know what I mean. That's when you clean your ass, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah. But are you only having anal sex in brothels?
I don't know. I think
Is this all you're doing?
When in Rome.
The bigger question is, does Rob only clean his fucking arsehole in brothels?
In preparation.
it's that's the most sinful part. That's the bit you've really got to clean. So
Wow.
especially with the food I eat, so and coffee I now drink. So not good. Bloody hell! I didn't actually know you stayed in a brothel, Jack. That's mad.
I feel like I tell that story quite often, but yeah, no, it's
There's
the first time
they
hearing
were
of it,
lovely. They were lovely, but it was a few days of, is this? Are we? And
Did you
then
hear stuff?
there's,
You were hearing
realisation-
stuff?
Yeah, no, every night.
Yeah. Okay, fair play. Hey, he's all good. You know what we say on
yeah,
this
it seemed
podcast?
like
No yucking
they-
the yums here. So
Hey,
No,
it seemed like
we're
they
all positive
made
towards
good
sex
money
workers here. That's absolutely fine.
hell yeah, man.
I'm gonna say it's not an like I carried on staying there. I'm not bothered. You do you, and hey, make money where you can make it.
Yeah.
It's fucking. It was more the not realizing that when we first stayed there, and he told us we could stay there.
So you were
But they were
staying
lovely,
there.
like-
Was it also like a B&B? Were you getting like breakfast in the morning and stuff as well? Or was it purely just to somewhere to rest? And they were like, no, don't send him into that room. It's just for the night.
It was more somewhere to rest. Like we'd go out and watch TV with them and stuff because like there was no like proper electricity, but they'd stick the generator on and watch like BBC Swahili in the evenings.
Always
and then they like to put on their there's a name for them, but like the South American like dramas. There is a name for them. I can't think what
I
it
know
is.
what you mean.
Neighbours.
They're really popular.
What, like the telenovelas?
Telenovelas, that's it.
Yeah,
they
baby.
love their telenovelas. But yeah, no, we'd sit around with his wives.
Telenovelas in a fucking Zimbabwe brothel. What's happening? What?
I mean, that was Tanzanian brothel.
Tanzanian brothel. My apologies. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
no, we'd
Jack?
sit out there with them, watch the news, the telenovelas, have a few
Smoke
drinks.
a joint.
Yeah.
Great. And then go
Douche
get
and
the.
arse. I love that we live really
yeah.
mundane lives here, and you're like, yeah, just casually living in brothels, watching TV with With some sex workers, I love it, mate. Let's go.
That's like the only interesting thing I've done. Like, I live a more boring life than the rest of you, I think, at this point.
Yeah, because you've just condensed it all into one stay away, apparently. It's just efficiency. I was going to say, I don't know how you follow Ramadan, but Rob, I don't know how you follow that story.
In general. Well, I actually like that we've all gone for something very different. I'm glad, Ryan, that you didn't go for what I went for, because I was kind of worried that you would. So I'm going to bring a lady flavour to this topic.
No.
Lady flavour?
You're not allowed that. You're banned from the podcast for saying lady flavour.
Anal douching and lady flavours.
Only the best things come out of my mouth. And I've gone for. I was trying to think of the best Dan. I was like, I want to think of something a bit different, because Danny DeVito is pretty obvious. And then I was listening to my music in the car. I was like, fuck yes, this is the one. So I've gone for Danielle Haim from the band Haim.
Oh.
Okay? If you all know Haim. Do we know Haim?
Yeah.
So this is a band, three sisters, Danielle being one of the sisters. She plays lead guitar and is the lead singer for Haim. Also plays the drums as well. She's one of the drummers that she does the recording. No, this is only for the recordings. She does the drums. Oh, she mainly does on... This is amazing. One of the reasons why she's the best. She plays all these different instruments. Plays with the two sisters. She originally played in a band called Rockenheim, which was with her two other sisters and her parents, which was really lovely. And then that was only for a short amount of time. And then she did a little bit of playing with some really famous people like Julian Casablancas. She was playing percussion and guitar with him for a little bit, which was really cool. And CeeLo Green as well, if anyone remembers CeeLo Green.
Yeah.
Wonder what he's up to.
Not anymore. And then in 2007, they made the band The Three Sisters, which is Haim, and they're ongoing to now. And they do a lot of, I think it's soft rock is what they call it, soft rock, pop rock. And they've done some bangers. What's the face for? It's called soft rock.
Is it soft rock?
They call it soft rock. So it's soft rock or pop rock.
I would go for pop rock over soft rock.
Yeah.
Apparently, some are saying it's soft rock.
I would go for indie, almost.
I don't think it's indie anymore.
I'm going to load up the Spotify page and see what comes up.
I don't think it's indie.
It's closer to pop rock.
It's pop rock now, yeah, for sure.
Featured on the sing-along indie hits playlist, Indie Rock Club.
Maybe the early stuff, but now it's very pop rock. It's very poppy rock.
They've changed their sound a little bit.
They have. So. But they've done some absolute bangers. The Wire, Falling, absolute bangers. My Song 5, best song they do.
Now I'm in
100%.
it. It's a fucking
love it.
bop.
It's
Absolute
good. It's good
bop.
stuff, mate. What, My Song 5? Is that what you're listening to?
Now I'm in it.
Oh, Now I'm in it. Okay. Yeah, I can't remember that one. Mate. And they've also collabed, or she has collabed, Haim have collabed with some famous people, such as the Queen herself, Taylor Swift, Nobody No Crime,
yeah, no,
good song.
They've opened for so many people.
Really, really good
huge
band.
People.
For those that are listening to this podcast now and haven't listened to Haim before, Haim, give it a listen. Fucking amazing. Really, really good. And just to top it off, being the best Danielle or Dan going, she signed a contract with Gibson and will exclusively play Gibson guitars and plays the best Gibson guitar. Who wants to take a guess? What do you think the best Gibson guitar is, in my opinion?
If you say Les Paul, I'm slapping you around the face because it's an SG.
It's an SG.
Good lad.
Ryan hits it on the fucking head. She plays an SG, just like the legend himself, Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath. Let's fucking go. Awesome. Best Dan is by far Danielle Haim. Discuss.
Is she the best Haim sister, though? No.
Oh, really? You don't think so?
I prefer Alana just because she's, really funny. She's, genuinely quite funny. So...
I put Rockenheim. Let's go. Really? Okay.
Yeah, have you seen her in what's it called? The film that she's in?
No.
It's
the answer to that.
Aliens.
Yeah, she's in Aliens. But yeah, Haim's great. Good choice. I'm not sure how it stacks up to Ramadan, but that's my opinion.
I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? You've brought Ramadan, and then Rob has brought what is a Jewish band, like a Jewish family doing a band.
Jewish,
so we've really got a war of the Abrahamic
Mm-hmm.
religions here.
Oh dear, this is where the podcast gets a bit dicey, yeah. So, but yeah, Ramadan is a great shout, don't get me wrong, but people listening to Haim. I mean, we're listening to Haim more than more people are taking part in Ramadan.
Oh,
or maybe not
shit.
actually. Maybe not actually. No, actually. Let me retract that. There's definitely gonna be
about
more
that,
people. Yeah, there's a lot more Muslims than there are people that listen to Haim. But who knows? Like,
What?
maybe
I would love to see a band come out and claim to be bigger than Islam.
bigger.
If that ain't the way to open to Glastonbury, I don't know what is.
Jesus Christ.
Excellent.
You're
I'm
a fucking
trying
idiot.
here. Well, it's hard to, like, how am I supposed to go against a religion?
I think
that is bonkers.
credit to him.
Like,
He's doing his best. Let him try. Come on,
Maybe
man.
don't go against the religion as much as just say why the band is better than the
He's not picking a
festival.
fight with Ramadan. It's just how the fucking cookies crumbled. It's not like
I didn't say it was better. I said that more people listen to Haim than they do take part in Ramadan, but then realised
Which is
that isn't
not
the case.
true.
That's not true.
No, I
hold
said that
on.
isn't true.
Can someone Google? I don't know how we
see.
even quantify that, because I can probably bring up the monthly listens to Haim on Spotify, but I don't know how we get the figures for Ramadan.
Yeah, but that's
the,
monthly listens. That's not like people. That's listens. So I would say that's
Okay, here we go.
Coming up
Total
6
number
million,
of
then.
Muslims celebrating Ramadan worldwide. I don't think I'm going to beat this number.
Go on.
It's 1.6 billion people. Now, that's a lot of
Definitely
people.
higher. Definitely
so-
higher.
I don't know how many people have listened to Haim.
Well, it's currently at, just for easy maths, I'll cut off a little bit, but 5.7 million monthly listeners. So even if we pretend that everyone's just listening to one song and like, that's enough Haim for me, it's still massively lower than that.
I don't know what else to say outside of what I've already said.
It's probably a lot of overlap, really.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I'm sure there's a lot of people from the Muslim community that like listening to Haim because it's fucking awesome. Soft rock.
I mean, yeah, I don't think you have
It's not
to
fucking soft rock.
observe any particular religion
They
to
abstain from Haim
listen to a
until
band.
sundown. That's actually it's an interesting bracket, isn't it? I am.
I think it's interesting. Yeah, that's a word.
I am leaning more towards Ramadan personally. I don't know where you are on this scale, Jack.
I think I'm leaning towards Ramadan. Like the whole Ramadan event, like through to Eid, is fantastic.
I just want the Ramadan Danny DeVito bracket to be a thing.
it's yeah.
To be fair.
What do we do?
Oh,
So you're going for Ramadan? Is that
I'm
what
going
we're
Ramadan.
I think
Yeah,
I'm going for Ramadan.
Look, if I will
Haim is
take
great.
that
I
as
don't
long
think
as
it
I
can
get
win against Ramadan.
somebody listening to this podcast will listen to Haim. They haven't listened to it before. That's a win in my book. So give them a listen
if
and listen to My
anything-
Song 5. It's a fucking tune. That's the best song.
If anything, we need Haim to promote us. If we're looking at the number of listens, we need this to switch over.
True. I'll at them in the Instagram post that we put up, and then we'll
Clever.
see where we get. You
Yeah.
never know. So
Yeah, don't tell them they lost though, because that might lose us some
no.
some standing.
There you go. Well done, Ryan, with Ramadan. Very good. Sorry, not Ryan. Look. It wasn't you that even came up with it. Erin came up with it.
I mean, thank you, Erin.
So good job,
Thank you.
who's now the 5th member of the podcast, turns
Yeah,
out.
we're going to reflect that in the scores.
Yeah.
We could do. I can add.
I can lose to someone else.
You're like, oh yeah, great one picking Ramadan. However, you are first in line for a tattoo, so
That's my way out, lads.
throw someone else under the
dear.
bus.
Okay, well, let's move on to the next segment, shall we? Fact or fucked, our favourite little section. Is it a fact? Is it not a fact? It's fucked. God, I like it every time we say this.
Perfection.
Just a master of podcasts.
I do say I'm the Shakespeare of my time. Much
No one
better
else,
than Kanye,
just you say
actually.
that. So,
dear.
fact or fucked? Let's be honest, the rules are a little bit fluid. We all like to take our own little spin on it, but it's generally boils down to a few pieces of information. Are they real or fake? Is it a fact or is it fucked? So I was trying to figure out what to do with this one, and I thought instead I'd nip on to dan.org, which, as I'm sure we all know, stands for the Divers Alert Network, which is a non-profit organisation devoted to assisting divers in need.
They've been a bit busy the last couple of weeks, then, have they?
Yes. Topical.
This is, I mean, this as the person who's was involved with scuba diving for a good few years.
And now you're scuba diving? What the fuck, man? What?
I honestly thought you were going to say, as a person that was involved in the recent search, like, Jack, you're not telling us anything these days. This is why you're not around anymore.
I'm starting to think Jack might be Batman as well. This is absurd.
Look, I don't have the money to do it, but I would still be doing it if I could.
Fucking absurd.
Yeah. I fucking love scuba diving.
Well, hit up dan.org. I believe they do insurance as well. But yes, non-profit organisation devoted to assisting divers in need. And now, scrolling through that website, and one of their articles was the 7 key mistakes divers make. So I'm going to give you the bullet-pointed version, hold on, of 3, well, potentially 3 of the mistakes they lead, the key mistakes divers make. And I want you to tell me, is it a fact or fucked? Is this one of their 7 key mistakes, or is it not?
Okay.
You with me so far?
Yep.
Right. So there's 3 of them, true or false. So, fact or fucked. Number 1, key mistake, running out of air.
I mean, it's a bad thing, but is it a key mistake?
Key mistake, running out of air.
Surely that would be a key mistake because you need air.
I mean, if it happens, it's a mistake. Yeah.
It is a mistake.
It is a mistake.
By air, do you mean oxygen? Is that what you're talking about?
Don't try and be fancy.
They're breathing helium down there, Rob.
They're breathing.
And you don't when you dive, you don't breathe pure oxygen. You have a mix.
Oh.
Depending on the depth as well, you can change the mix to have it last slightly longer and things. You don't breathe like pure oxygen.
No, I thought it was pure. Oh, I suppose that'd be bad for you, right? Because it's only 20% oxygen in the air.
Well, if it helps, I've just picked the key point at the top of the article for each point, and then, they go into more depth, possibly the composition of their air tank further in. But I'm just going for the tagline to speed things up.
You go. So if you go air, it's a mix of like oxygen and nitrogen, with nitrogen being most of it.
Most of it, okay, fair enough.
I can't give you a percentage. I don't remember. I haven't been in years. I can't. You can then go to nitrox, which is like more oxygen, but that's if you're diving deeper.
Okay. But I'm going to say that's true. That yes, that is a key mistake, running out of air.
Okay. Is everyone else wanting to guess? Or
Jack,
I've got 2 more. I can rattle them off, and then you can choose at the end. I don't know. It's all nonsense. So
I'm going to say fucked.
Yeah. You don't think they put that on their article of 7 key mistakes to advise people? Okay.
So my problem is, if you're doing, if you run out of oxygen, then usually it's because something has gone seriously wrong with your gear.
Yeah.
Like you've had some sort of flow issue, and it's just wasted a shitload of oxygen. Or you're diving way deeper than you're qualified to, you've not done, your maths right, you've fucked it that way. So I'm not sure, if it happened, and it does happen, it would be a huge issue, but I'm not sure.
As in, that's the result of other key mistakes.
Yeah. Just not, you shouldn't be down there. Do it, if it comes to that, then something else, you shouldn't be down there if it happens naturally. You fucked up by diving that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so surely then that would be a mistake. A key mistake.
Yeah, but it's... I don't think it's a key mistake, because I don't think it happens often enough to make it up there.
It's more the result of key mistakes.
There are other things you fucked up.
Interesting. So we got one fact and 2 fucked on that one. I'm going to go through the rest, and I'll do a grand reveal at the end. Possible key mistake number 2, swimming too close to dangerous sea life.
Is that a key... No,
that's what I'm asking.
Dangerous sea life. Do you mean because sharks? People ain't swimming next to those, are they? I'm staying well away from that.
A lot of people swim with sharks, Robert.
People swim next to sharks
outside the cage as well.
I think it would be more relevant for something like blue ring octopus or something, when they ain't got a clue and then they start messing around with it.
That's
right?
If you're diving in an area with blue ring octopus, you're probably covered head to toe.
Yeah, but even then, you never know, right? You don't want to mess around with them.
Ideally, yeah.
There's all sorts of shit in the ocean.
I'll say true on that one. I say that's true. I'm going to say true with that one, yeah. Maybe there are silly people that just don't understand the warning signs.
Poking things.
Yeah. Go on, true.
Yeah.
True.
I'm saying false. I don't think that's, like, from experience, it's not an issue. Like, usually, if you're not going over there and trying to anally douche them, you're fine.
Fuck's sake.
Damn, that's where I'm going wrong.
Okay. And number 3 is anal douching in the ocean. And potential key mistake number 3, neglecting your health and fitness.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
that's true. That's a mistake. That's true.
True.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've gone all true.
Any conditions. I want to revise my oxygen one because the other stuff hasn't come up that I would say as a result of it. Can I do that? Can I say that actually? Yeah, that's true. We're running out of oxygen.
If you want. Yeah. Okay. Like, there's nothing really at stake for this, so yes, you can change your mind. But I will need you to lock in the answers before I reveal, of course.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. All right.
Yeah.
So I've gone 3 trues. Jack's gone true for the first, false for the second, then true for the third, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Ryan's gone false for the first, true.
I'm sticking with it.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, 7 key mistakes divers make. Running out of air is true. That is a key mistake. And what a mistake that is. Swimming.
I guess that's... I don't know how much you're going to go into this. I guess that's because your air consumption changes as you move down, and if you're not experienced,
so it went into more depth in terms of, accounting for how much oxygen you will use as you're going deeper. Things like anxiety, or if you start to panic, if something else goes wrong, you'll start using more. So it's not just people also not filling the tank up to full and assuming it's fine when they've only got half a tank, and so they're planning a full... to use a full tank's worth when it's not actually to the brim. Things like that. It's a bit more in depth than just, I forgot my oxygen tank.
You've also got you use the same air to ascend as well.
Yes.
So that is, I guess, another thing.
Yes. So running out of air is a key mistake. Swimming too close to dangerous sea life is false. I think it should be on there because people fuck about. And I would argue that if you're going diving, it's probably to go look at fish.
No, not everyone goes in the sea.
Where else
not
dive? Like the council pool? Like, it seems a bit pointless.
Quarries, mostly. People will go down in quarries for practice. People will do freshwater diving in various places that can. There's not many places in the UK besides quarries you can do that. But locks up in Scotland, people dive them. A lot of people don't go to see sea life. They'll go wreck diving, specifically to go down and see wrecks.
Yeah.
I wouldn't advise that.
I wouldn't advise.
I mean, a lot of it is tied in together because a lot of the time now you make fake, like, synthetic reefs and stuff by sinking ships on purpose at the end of service and stuff. And you can go and see those wrecks.
Do you?
They're really cool.
Look how Jack... So Jack is not only sucking, fucking and swearing, but also sinking. This is great. We got this.
We're learning so much this episode.
Scuba diving is great. Like, if you're not afraid of the open ocean or whatever, or just not afraid of deep water, you definitely give it a go. It's really good fun, because not only do you have the opportunity to go down there and have a look at stuff from a completely different perspective, all of it is fun for nerds. You've got all of the gear you get to play with and like optimize and mess around with. And then you've got like dive planning. So you working out how long you can stay down somewhere and do that stuff. And it's a group activity. Like, okay, you can't speak unless you have a very fancy radio, but you're always down there with a dive buddy. So you're doing this thing together. And it's good fun to just mess around underwater with stupid hand signals.
I'll stick to Subnautica, thanks, in my pants. Thank you very much. That's good for me. I'm not going in the sea. You shouldn't be going in the sea because we don't know about it. So it's all just unknown in there. Don't go in it.
I've got this tube and this Logitech controller, Robert. Come on.
Let's go. Let's go explore it.
Yeah, I mean, some of the footage they put of like the real deep dive cameras, like that giant fucking squid thing that looks straight out of a fucking H.P. Lovecraft novel. I was like, what the fuck is that? Why are people fucking with that? No, thank you.
If you really want... So, a lot of the accidents that get big numbers. I mean, so every time they release a thing, BZAC, the British Sub-Aqua group, will... and I think Paddy do it as well, which is the other big group. they'll release like numbers of people who have fucked up and died or whatever, just to keep people thinking about it, so it doesn't happen as often. But every so often, like, videos will come out that have been recovered, because obviously someone then has to go and dive in and recover the body. And often these people are taking GoPros. If you want some terrifying videos, you can look at that stuff on YouTube. The Blue Hole is a very famous one that a lot of people die in, because it's very easy to become disorientated and lose track of which way is towards the surface. You're also diving through a, like, not quite a cave, but you're diving deeper than you should go to get through, like, an opening that takes you into the open ocean from, like, a lagoon. And people get disorientated in there and often end up dying in there because they're going just, like, a meter or two deeper than their dive plan would allow. And then they end up doing things like they get narked. So narcosis, it's essentially like, it feels like being drunk. So you do think, like, you can't do basic math suddenly, but you're also still, you have to keep track of your depth and things. So it becomes very dangerous very quickly.
That's fucking awful.
You're not. You see, Jack, you're not selling it.
Well, all of that is like resulting directly from people messing up their dive planning.
Right, now
from running out of air, and for the third one, which we're about to find out if that's true,
neglecting
but not about
health and fitness. Which is true, people. Do your cardio. Go on a jog every now and then. Fucking trying to swim with evil octopuses. Go on a jog first. Good lord.
Leave it 24 hours or longer before going diving after drinking or going to any sort of altitude. So even going over a hill can change how your body will react to depth.
There surely aren't people that are, like, you know, caning back a can of Red Stripe before they're going under. Like, that's
think about that, Robert.
That's a hell of an experience, dude.
I suppose.
If you
Australia exists,
you don't want to go
Australia
diving
exists.
now. If we went out drinking and then I went, dude, you want to go scuba diving? I bet you'd be like, let's go, buddy boy.
Go.
Fucking get me in that ocean.
Actually, no, scratch that. You know, Britain, England exists as well. Like, if you want to see some people being idiots diving, the English have, like, people will just walk out into the ocean with fuck all.
That's true, to
Some
be
Brits
fair.
on
Yeah, good
holiday.
point. Yeah, it's a very British thing, isn't it, drinking? So, and getting pissed and doing whatever you want. So, I know Ryan used to go to Bristol Uni, and he was closest to the sea, so maybe he did that once or twice. You never know.
We quite literally went to Aberystwyth. We lived on the seafront.
What the fuck?
For like a year.
Yeah, fair, actually. But I didn't go anywhere near the sea in that. It was like up to my knees, no further. That is enough for me. Thank you very much. So, I'll paddle.
Fucking Rob's pussy confirmed.
Well, there we go. That is this episode's Fact or Fucked, and just a little bit of dive safety for you all.
I'm so glad I got those right. It would be so embarrassing to say, oh yeah, I dive, and then get them all wrong. I dive.
Dear.
Don't fucking go with me.
Good memory, though. It's been a while, so I'm impressed with that. Yeah,
Well,
nice.
I try and stay up with it because I need to take the test again so I can go again. I need to get recertified because I've got a wetsuit that's just going to waste and a load of other gear that's just going to waste.
Probably quite dry by now.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Oh dear. Right, please, last bracket. Let's go. What, Ramadan versus Danny DeVito?
This is why we started this podcast, right? To debate this kind of stupid shit.
Oh my god.
I'm just typing both of those words in together into Google.
If anyone's gonna put Ramadan to the test in terms of popularity,
It's more popular than Danny DeVito. Don't try and...
no, exactly. But Danny DeVito's a very good pick to go against Ramadan, right? If we're talking about Dans, right?
Certainly one of the more popular Dans.
I don't... Yeah, sure, I need to win, so yeah. But, I don't know that I would... maybe.
What Dan would you say is more popular than Danny DeVito to compete against Ramadan then? Where are you going with it,
Dan Aykroyd would be more popular than Danny DeVito, or is that just like millennials and boomers talking?
Dan Aykroyd, what is he
Daniel
done?
Radcliffe?
I still think Danny DeVito would be more...
Yeah. But what's got more cultural capital? Check me out with my big words. Danny DeVito or Ramadan?
I think
Danny DeVito, because he did Matilda, and Matilda's a fucking banger of a film, so... I mean, I
think it's
I
Ramadan,
fucking love
isn't it?
Danny DeVito. Oh my god. This is very difficult because usually we shit on everything. Now I don't want to shit on Ramadan because it's nothing.
You can't shit on Ramadan.
Can't shit on Ramadan. You'll get some messages afterwards.
Okay. In Batman Returns, when he's playing the Penguin, he did actually eat a raw fish for the scene where he eats fish there, so
that's commitment.
Probably win.
That's just silly. Nah, that's just a silly thing to do.
Committing to the the character.
1.6 billion Muslims commit to fasting for a month. I think that's a bit more than eating a fish once, mate. Just saying. Just saying.
Does that in itself make it the best?
I mean, how many?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
I mean, a lot of
go on, Jack.
A lot of the like friends and acquaintances who observe Ramadan do not enjoy the experience of Ramadan.
I was about to say,
they get
like, how many of those people?
Very grumpy as the day goes on. Whereas if you watch, if you were to watch Danny DeVito films from dawn until sunset, I'd be in a much better mood.
But every year, Ramadan raises a lot of money for charity, which I think's a cultural
good question.
Good.
How much money has Danny DeVito raised for charity? Good fucking question, Danny DeVito.
Charity work and causes
won't be as much as the yearly contributions of almost the entire Muslim community. Let's be honest. If it is bigger than that, I mean, fair play, DeVito. Good lord, sir. But I'm going Ramadan. That's my vote.
Thank you, Brandon.
I don't know that you should. I mean, Danny DeVito is so iconic.
Danny DeVito's brilliant.
He's had a much bigger impact on your life.
So far.
Yeah, but we shouldn't pigeonhole ourselves with our Western ideologies, Jack.
Exactly, yeah.
Got it, boys.
No, here's the thing, right? I do think everyone's picks were brilliant for this one, as always. Good job, guys. And we all went very different directions. Danny DeVito is fantastic. I mean, it's a joke. I'll bring him up as a joke so often. I mean, I don't think we can get through a game of
How
Quiplash.
often do you bring Ramadan up?
Well, maybe I should bring it up more, okay? But I don't think I get through a game of Quiplash without a Danny DeVito sneaking its way in. And even if a film's shit, you're still going to enjoy whatever Danny DeVito is doing in it. But I think the cultural impact of Ramadan, like I say, all the good work it will do for charity, and also the commitment to it, like not eating during, while the sun's up for an entire month. That's an incredible, show of willpower and again, there's probably the community aspects that comes in, your appreciation for it, and just, thinking about the people that are less fortunate than possibly you are, which I think is very important. I think that's a more important thing than a very entertaining actor, quite frankly. So I am locking in with Ramadan.
But Danny DeVito, through the work that he does, brings many a cheer to people, right? Okay, I've just searched the charity thing. He supports 7 charities, which is brilliant. He's also a massive political activist as well. I've just had a look, but I don't know.
So I mean, I suppose the issue. I don't know the charities that Danny DeVito supports, so I can't comment to those. My concern with the Ramadan charity is they do lots of good, but any sort of charity tied to religion can be problematic in the ways that it can, depending on who's running it, and obviously the variance there is huge. Some of those Christian charities are the worst for this, in like enforcing
I can believe that.
or their own beliefs and making their charity contingent on their beliefs, and their expectations of how things should be and what they consider sinful and things like that.
Yeah, but that's entirely up to the person taking part. Doesn't have to. You can't. It's not like you only donate to one specific, elected charity. The whole point of it is just general charity. It can donate to whatever you want, I would argue. So I don't think there are shitty charities, but just don't donate to it. Or just, I don't know, just keep your money. Don't worry about it.
I take an issue with a charity that makes its support contingent on abiding by beliefs and not just giving support to those that need it.
Yeah, more power to you. It's not what we're talking about, though.
Yeah, but it all sort of shares the same thing if you've just pushed the point with charities work. I'm going Danny DeVito. So work out how you want to do this now.
We forgot to make the tie-break questions once more.
We did. And we can use the ones we've used before, but I honestly don't really know how relevant they're going to be.
I think anyone taking part in Ramadan will be able to hold more water than Danny DeVito, so that's one for him.
Yep.
What would you rather receive as a gift at a dinner party?
That is Danny DeVito.
I would rather receive a Danny DeVito for that
You're receiving Ramadan, you're not getting anything.
That's it.
So,
yeah. Who'd win in a fight?
Ramadan.
The numbers have got him.
Yeah.
Sorry, Danny.
Yeah,
but the numbers have got him.
But Ramadan isn't the people. It isn't the people that follow it. Surely it's what Ramadan is.
Danny DeVito is a great human being, but the man cannot defeat a concept.
Ooh.
Yeah, but then that's like a.
I will concede on that
so
for Ramadan. I think,
hell.
yeah.
That bloody hell, Ryan! You're too fucking good at this. And we're kicking him out of the podcast for the next season. Fuck him off.
Absolutely smashing it. So it is Ramadan.
It's Ramadan.
Yes,
With his 7th victory. My God,
it was such a good pick. But I don't know that we're finding out that Ryan has the best taste as much as we're finding out that he's the best at playing the game.
Hey, look.
also possibly true.
The best I could come up with for Danny DeVito versus Ramadan is, hey, some of the charities people might donate to over Ramadan might be dodgy.
Well, so the ones
Which is
he
not
donates
an
to
argument against Ramadan at all.
He
I
does.
can't argue against it.
Hole in the Wall Gang, Hollywood Arts Council, International Myeloma Foundation, Keep Memory Alive, Operation USA,
What?
Shawnee Foundation. Yeah, there we go. Solar Neighbours Program. They're the ones he does.
Solar Neighbours. That sounds rad.
A Solar Neighbours Program is a community program where celebrities enjoy and help bring attention to the benefits of solar power in partnership with BP. So probably not the best, that one. But the Myeloma Foundation, very good. Very
also
good.
Sponsored by the BP Foundation.
Yeah. Shit. Okay, well, Ryan, you've won.
You've won again.
With Ramadan.
So this is the last of phase 1 of season
Phase
1.
one. Operation.
And so our final scores before we go into the best Butty brawl bonanza. Ryan just smashing it out the park with 7 victories. That's absurd. That's almost.
Again, he just knows how to play the game.
He's got it figured out. He's got a very particular set of skills, and it's the best Butties podcast choice. Second place, we have Rob with 4 victories. Me just behind with 3, and then Jack with 2. But that could all be flipped on its head when we get to the overall winner. But if nothing else, I mean...
All my hopes are on guts and elephants.
And let's be honest, those are 2 brilliant choices. It's a strong 2 contenders you've got. But Ryan, you have won the initial stage, so we'll get you, I don't know, a trophy or a championship belt or something.
Thank you.
Maybe a little medal.
All right, before we go, can we go back to Ramadan just quickly? Because I've just found out.
If you're about to come out with some horrific Ramadan scandal, can we skip? No.
Just some really, really interesting stuff. So Ramadan in polar regions where sunrise and sunset may not occur. There's various people sort of thinking about how that should be done, and I think they've.
Surely if the sun never rises or falls, then they're doing the Brian Butterfield Saturday diet. Saturday is treat day. Eat as much food as you can eat in 24 hours.
Well, some will observe it based in the nearest city that experiences sunrise and sunset, which seems crazy to me still, because that could still be a very long time depending on the season.
Yeah.
But others will just follow Mecca time, which seems sensible. But the thing that really got me interested is if you are in Earth orbit during Ramadan, and observe Ramadan, then you observe Ramadan according to the place that you launched.
Interesting.
Okay.
That's pretty
Which
cool.
is on the
really
ISS,
interesting.
on the ISS and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. How many Muslim space people are there?
Space people.
Astronauts, Robert.
Martians.
Yes. I'm such a fucking child.
Space people.
I was trying to be so politically correct then.
12 men and 3 women
Wow. Okay. What is that?
from various countries
That's cool.
have
That's
represented some really fucking cool people here. I'm going to fall down a Wikipedia hole.
I do like this. So if they're following their Ramadan, as per their countries, they're obviously not eating for, let's say, 12 hours, 11 hours of the day or whatever. Surely in space, they need to eat a certain amount of food all the time, no? Like, surely that could be quite dangerous, like you would have thought, or maybe not.
I don't think it'd
maybe
be
I don't know
any
enough
different
about
to if you were
space.
just on Earth.
But your
wouldn't
body works different, right? Because there's no gravity affecting your body, so your body does act differently in space. That is true. Chris Hadfield said so. But I don't know if you need to eat or maintain a certain level of intake of food or whatever. I don't know. I haven't got a
The
clue.
same as anywhere. I assume their diet is just managed to account for it. And
Fair
their
enough.
exercise times will probably be shifted to account for it.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, stuff like that.
Makes sense.
Cool.
But yeah,
there we go.
sorry, I just wanted to mention the and praying towards Mecca in space.
I was sort of wondering
So-
that, but I didn't want people to keep thinking
no.
I'm a horrific person. But like, how does that work? Do they just like
I don't think
zero
it's
G
horrific.
and face
I think
down?
it's just like natural interest, which I think is good and healthy.
They pray to the Mecha Gundam.
That's it.
Malaysia's
You said mecha time, and I thought they'd just whack at some Gundam wing in there.
Gundam at the start. I was like, oh my god, I'm so uncultured.
Malaysia's space agency convened a conference of 150 Islamic scientists and scholars in 2006 to address this question.
That's cool.
It's interesting.
That's cool.
A guidance of performing worship at the International Space Station and is approved by the Malaysia's National Fatwa Council, but it doesn't say exactly how it is, and I do not have time to read it at the moment.
On that bombshell.
Well, there we go. On that bombshell, Ryan's going to wrap us up with all of the socials and all of the emails. So off you go, Ryan.
Wrap me up,
Come
Ryan.
on.
I'm going to wrap you up in a little blanket of all our social media accounts. It's at Best Butties Pod on Instagram. It's at Best Butties, I believe, on TikTok and YouTube. Am I correct, Jack? Thank you for
sure.
the
Yeah, I think you are correct.
Yeah.
You are correct. You are
It's
correct.
at bestbuttieспod at gmail.com for
That's
our
correct,
email
yep.
address, and that's all we use, right?
Yeah.
So
and email us.
Email us.
Tell us about your best tans. Your fucking best tans.
You know, if you've got a loved one called Dan, if you've got someone you hate called Dan, if you knew a Dan at one point in your life, let us know. Fuck it. Just tell us everything about the special or worst Dan in your life.
Yeah, if you know anyone called Dan, you have to give us a 5-star review on Spotify.
Yes, that is the rules. Also, if you've got any ideas or thoughts about previous episodes, were we wrong about the best cup? Should it have been the Stanley Cup? It fucking should have been. Then let us know. Email us, Instagram us, and look forward to the Brawl Best Butties Bonanza next time.
Yeah, and maybe, because hopefully we'll do a season 2 of this in the near future, maybe you have an idea of a topic that you would like us to debate. Maybe you're just kept up at night trying to figure out what the best of a particular buzzword is and need us to solve it. Let us know. You'll be disappointed with the result.
I mean, we've got ideas of what to do for a season 2, but we're not 100%. So any sort of comments, feedback, anything you've got could help us actually make something listenable next time.
And put the reviews on Apple Podcasts as well. I know we said Spotify, but Apple Podcasts, man, that's the shit. And we want on there.
Maybe we just relaunch the whole thing and try and get on that new and noteworthy.
Let's do it. Thanks, guys. And thanks, guys, for listening to pretty much season 1-ish. We nearly finished it. If you're still listening now, appreciate it.
Hey,
really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You fucking did a thing with the thing. That's
right.
great.
On that note, skedaddle, boys. Thank
Love
you.
you back.
Kissy, kissy.
Love yous.
Lots of love. 3 kisses.